For my petit déjeuner this morning, I have a wonderful croissant, a beautiful piece of bread, café au lait and juice d'orange. And I chose to come to the Le Voyer, which is a lovely little cafe for breakfast, right opposite the beach and right next to the Carlton Hotel. What a lovely backdrop. So here we are on another one of our tours. Discover the Côte d'Azur, or let's discover in particular the fabulous Cannes. In this episode we're going to show you not only the wonderful city in the Croisette of Cannes, but also a fabulous property in the Provence. It's a Bastide property, totally isolated, really magnificent. We're also going to be looking at one of the most wonderful apartments on 4 stories and a penthouse overlooking the Croisette. But before we go on to have a look at the town, let's go down into the Croisette and see what the fabulous Cannes has to offer you. So here behind me is the most magnificent hotel, the Carlton Hotel in Cannes, a bit like the Negresco in Nice. It's extremely famous. The whole of the Côte d'Azur is filled with palace-type like hotels like this one. All the movie stars stay here in the film festival, in the music festivals, all the rock stars stay here. And in fact, even Elton John's song, I'm Still Standing, was filmed here at the famous Carlton Hotel in Cannes. So you can see here that this is the main entrance to the Carlton Hotel. And what's really interesting is in the 19th century, it was the British that were here, the high society Brits that used to come here for the weather, because it was the heat. And the funny thing was, the French would leave and go to the Alps because it was too warm. So a lot of these palaces that are now hotels were actually created when the British were here in the 19th century. And obviously they're still standing today. And what I love here in the entrance to the Carlton, you actually have a Rolex above the sign, which just shows the type of wealth that these beautiful, magnificent hotels draw in. As you can see here, you've got some private beaches and you've got some beaches for the public, but all the way down you've got these amazing, come and have a look at this, fancy restaurants that are all completely dressed, and we're actually on the beach. It's just amazing. The whole of this area is just full of restaurants, all different styles. It's just such a great place to come. Where we are here is Le Croisette, very famous, with this really long promenade that goes all the way around the Bay of Cannes. As we go down, we're going to be coming to the Festival du Palais, which is where the film festival's held, and a lot of other big events. Behind that, you can see Suquet, which is the really old part of Cannes, absolutely stunning and beautiful. And behind that, you go along the coastline, and we go to Cannes-le-Boca, then on to Mandelieu, and then to Tihol. Tihol is one of my real favourite places. It's really beautiful. And then you have the Estoril Mountains. They're red rock, absolutely protected now, so there are no new buildings going on. So if you manage to get a property there, you're really lucky, because all they look at is the sea, no roads, beautiful treks. You can get a road to your property. In fact, we have sold some lovely properties there that we can show you, but a magnificent area and really worth a view. So let's go and have a look. So as we come past the Carlton, we are in the Croisette, so this is where all the high-end shops are. Behind me you can see Hermès, we've just passed Rolex. As we go to the Marriott Hotel, they're not all in the style of the Carlton. So here under the Marriott, we have the very famous Fendi, which is really famous for its baguette bags. I'm only kidding you, they're in the shape of baguette bags. And here we have Balenciaga, again, very famous high-end shop. So here again we have a residential block next to the Marriott Hotel. This is the Mondrian, and as you can see there's lots of residential apartments south-facing, overlooking the sea. And again, we can find you properties here if you're looking for a property here. And underneath it's full of shops and restaurants, so it's a really, really beautiful development. Now, this is a very famous sculpture. It looks like a whole set of tubes from this angle, but follow me. And it's a gunmetal symphony, and it's turned into, as far as I can see, a beautiful Porsche. So behind me, as we talked about, the Mondrian used to be the Grand Hotel. And next to that, which you can see, is Malmaison, La Malmaison. That used to be where the film festivals were held. So everyone from around the world would come here. But as you can see, it's now being renovated, and it's going to become an art gallery, and it's owned now by the city of Cannes. Before, it was actually owned and constructed by a Russian duke. So this place has become too small to hold the world event that is the Cannes Film Festival, one of the biggest film festivals in the world. It's now being hosted at the Palais du Festival, which we're going to have a look at in a minute. But it's lovely to see where it originated from. It's funny because I have a very good friend called Fred, and I didn't know he was doing very high-end jewellery. And here we have one of my favourite brands, Yves Saint Laurent. Beautiful makeup, beautiful perfume, and of course, beautiful clothing. And another famous store, Boucheron from Paris. And of course, the Croisette wouldn't be the same without the Italian Gucci. As you can see, the difference is full of colours in the Italian design. Again, here is another one of the very famous hotels in the Croisette in Cannes, Le Majestic, really famous. So here behind me you see one of the first public beaches without restaurants and cafes on it. There are beaches like this, beautiful white sandy beaches all the way up to Mandelieu. And to my left you'll see the big concrete jungle, which is the Palais du Festival, which is where the film festival is held. And we're going to go along and have a look at the red carpet. So this is obviously where all the famous people come. This is the entrance to the fabulous film festival in Cannes. This area will be completely packed with fans, journalists, press, and of course the film stars themselves. So now, leaving the 80s architecture of the film festival, we're going to go to the oldest and most historic part of Cannes, which is the Suquet. On our way to the Suquet, which is behind, Le Quai Le Boeuf is what this is known as, which is the quay of beef if you were speaking in English. As you can see, if you've got a beautiful penthouse apartment here, like the one we're showing, you probably will end up having a boat as well. And if you don't have a boat, you can come and look at them, all these fabulous super yachts. But this used to be an old fishing port, and the old town that you can see in the distance that we're going to have a look at is where the fishermen would have lived. And actually behind these super yachts, just along that back promenade, you'll still see the fishermen because they still have their little fishing boats and they still go out to sea from just over there. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. So just facing the Palais du Festival is the very famous Café Roma. This was the biggest meeting point in Cannes, where you'd come for a coffee, meet up with friends, meet up with journalists even. But this is a beautiful square, really authentic, really fabulous old architecture, lots of little cafes, fabulous fountain in the middle of the square, and right on my right, what a splendid hotel. So we're just coming out of the Rue d'Antibes. It's kilometres long. It has shops at the beginning and then restaurants all the way down, literally thousands of seats, all different styles of restaurants. At the minute it's quite empty because we're pre-lunch, but at lunchtime this whole front and this whole facade will be covered in people having their déjeuner, which is lovely. This is an old famous restaurant, Le Caveau. It's been there for quite a long time. Really need to get a booking if you want to go along there. And right along here at the end, we're coming to a restaurant that has survived everything, COVID and everything else. And it's been here since 1953. Very famous and still going, which obviously dictates that it has extremely good food. So if you're looking for seafood and best place to come on the sea, you must go to Astu. This is the restaurant since 1953. Very famous and really, really good seafood. So behind me is the Hôtel de Ville, which is the mayor's office. So in any city in France, they'll have a Hôtel de Ville, which means the town hall, basically. Beautiful architecturally designed building. Really fabulous. Oh, let's go to the market. Every day in Cannes, they have a fresh food market, which is just near the town hall. So we're going to have a look at that too. We're just outside the fresh market. So you can see behind me the poissonnier, who's got the fish stall. You've got beautiful fruit and veg. You can actually smell the fruit and veg from outside here. It is so delicious. Right on the coast, you can sit around, there's a little cafe, and you can pick up whatever you want for today's lunch. That we see in the stands here are all the catch of the day. They've all come in from the fishermen. You can see some amazing fish here, all caught today. Fabulous strawberries, beautiful vegetables, and they'll all be locally produced. So behind me and all along this street, you can see the beautiful facades of the old part of Cannes as we're coming into Le Suquet. You can see the big tower behind me and the castle. There's also the Notre Dame church. I love this kind of architecture. We are really on the border of Italy, so you see a lot of Italian influence in this area. And in fact, Nice used to belong to Italy in the 19th century, so you can see why the Italian influence comes into this part of France. And this is another meeting point, the Cristal. I've come here a lot for a morning coffee to meet up with some of our agents from this area. Right opposite the town hall, so really easy to remember, and does a lovely coffee. So between these two cafes is the Rue de Saint-Antoine, and this is a street that we start climbing, which takes us right into the old part of Cannes in Le Suquet, which we're going to now. This little street, in fact, leading up to the old part of Cannes, is where you'll find the little true boutiques from the Provence. For example, they've got the little lavender bags, little windy streets, and really authentic French cuisine in these lovely little streets. So this little part of Cannes, in the Suquet, the old part, the old town, is where you'd get beautiful, authentic restaurants. This is away from the seafront, away from the hustle and bustle of all the yachts coming in and the cruise liners coming in. The food here is really authentic, and this is where the true people that live in Cannes would come to some of these lovely little quaint restaurants. This one's even called Le Bistrot de Grand-Mère, so my grandmother's restaurant. And here is one of these little hidden gem streets. I'd love to live in a place like this. It's just so quaint and cute. And nobody knows it's here. Look at this gorgeous door. I just want to ring the bell. How cute is that? So we're now coming into the really old part of Cannes. It's 12th century Cannes. We're going to see the church, which is La Notre-Dame d'Espérance, which was the Church of Hope, Our Lady of Hope, and that was for the fishermen coming in from sea. And you can see references to that on some of the houses around here. There's a beautiful public park right next to the Tour de Castres, which is the tower next to the castle. So we're going to have a look at that now. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love gardens. This is the public garden in Cannes. It's not that big, but it's right next to the 12th century church, castle and tower. And you can see the giant size of these olive trees, which means they are hundreds and hundreds of years old. And the great thing about Cannes as well, there's the two islands, the Ile de Laurence, which is where the only habitation is a monastery. You can visit the islands and they produce olive oil and wine that you can actually buy from the monastery. So it's a lovely little boat trip across the bay. So here behind me you can see the 12th century church, which is the Notre-Dame de Bonne Espérance, which means of Good Hope, the Church of Good Hope, overlooking the Bay of Cannes. Here we have the ramparts, which has the best view in Cannes. It's probably one of the highest points that you can see the whole city of Cannes. Here we are at a great viewpoint which can show you the whole of Cannes. And to give you an idea of the type of properties, I mean, they range from, you know, a very small apartment around 150, 200,000, perhaps a studio, to one that we filmed yesterday with our agent in Cannes, Sandrine. Fabulous place at 14 million euros. And you'll see why. It has the most spectacular views all over one of the little ports in Cannes, right over in the far part of the Croisette, overlooking the sea. Let's go and have a look at it. Hi, so here we are today in beautiful Cannes on a beautiful April's day, ready for the film festival. But we're really lucky to be able to show you this amazing 500 square meters in one of the best locations that you can get in Cannes. And as you can see behind me, the view. This is Sandrine Strickland, who is our agent down here in Cannes. And what can you tell us about the area, Sandrine, where we are?
So this is the Palm Beach area, and we are facing the Ile de Laurence. We have Saint Honorat and Sainte Marguerite, and we have the Croisette on the other side. So the Palm Beach is really at the end of the Croisette, so it's a fantastic area.
It's probably one of the best areas that you can stay in Cannes. The film festival is held at the Croisette. All of the main events are held at the Croisette. So it's very, very popular. Behind me, you'll see big yachts coming in and coming out. And in May, when the film festival's on, this will just be full of yachts. And this apartment is absolutely fantastic. Now, they've just finished renovating it, so it's still having a little bits of touch-up and snagging work being done, but it's absolutely amazing. And on this terrace where we are at the moment, there's also a swimming pool, which is just great with the views. So should we go in and you can show me around, Sandrine?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. A little bit windy today with that sea breeze. Yeah. But as you come into this room, this is the most amazing room. This is the best floor in the house. There is another floor, which is just a roof terrace. But here you can see you've got a 270, 280 even degree view all of the way around Cannes. So is it south-east facing, south facing, this particular terrace?
South and west.
Excellent. And the swimming pool just over there on the southwest of the property. But you just can't beat this view. I've never seen a property with this view.
The view is amazing.
With this size property, and it's actually it's on 3 floors. Or am I right?
3 floors.
3 floors.
Plus the solarium.
Plus the solarium.
Yep.
Fantastic. And it's literally just been finished. So as we're going around the tour, you'll probably see bits of plastic and things that have still got to come off. But we're lucky enough to get in first and be able to show you it. So let's go and have a look around.
Let's go.
So we're going to go down to the other floors after.
Yeah.
Love this great big hallway and these steep sloping staircases. So this one goes up to the roof terrace.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So here in the corridor that comes through to like a summer kitchen, they've just had this pool put in, so that's not even filled yet.
No.
It's absolutely brand spanking new. And the panoramic views you get from here on this level of the property is just amazing. I mean, you could literally sit there all day. You've got people sailing, you've got yachts coming in. So here on the right, you've got this lovely summer kitchen, which is great for the dining table and this floor here. And you were saying the elevator, that just comes to this floor.
Absolutely. So direct from the ground floor.
From the ground floor.
Yeah.
So although we're 3 floors up in this apartment itself, you can come straight in, which is absolutely fantastic. And then there's a little breakfast type room.
Yeah, we have a small dining room here. Yeah.
So coming through from the summer kitchen, we've got this lovely little dining area that works really well with the swimming pool. And again, this whole floor of the apartment wraps around the central terrace, and there's just views are just amazing everywhere. So I love this big, wide, sweeping staircase.
Very chic.
Very chic. And this is original, this particular staircase. And all of them are the same on every level, which is fabulous. So on this floor, there's bedrooms and another sitting room. And
there is the master bedroom here.
Okay.
And more bedroom. There are 3 bedrooms here with a bathroom and dressing rooms.
Fantastic.
And this is the master bedroom with this fantastic view.
Imagine waking up to this in the morning is just unbelievable. And I love the features in the ceiling. As you can see here, it's like a dropped ceiling with beautiful lighting. Just the most amazing views. And each bedroom has its own dressing room,
and its own bathroom,
ensuite bathroom, and dressing room, which is really, really lovely. And nice, big, spacious rooms as well with their own private terrace. So looking at all the features, obviously the ceiling and views. Are the floors, these are marble throughout, all the way through all 3 floors. And the one thing with obviously being in the south of France, parking does it come with parking?
It comes with 4 parking on the lower ground.
So 4 parking spaces.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant as well, which is really good. And I've noticed we've got aircon everywhere in the apartments.
Air conditioning is everywhere.
Everywhere. So that's brilliant. And also noticing when we came in the front door, it's very, very secure. So it's quite a secure building. Now the whole building, how many apartments are there in the whole building?
There are 4 apartments in this building.
In the whole building?
In the whole building, but this is the main one, obviously.
Yeah, and then this one has 3 floors, well, 4
3 floors with the top floor. Yeah.
That's really amazing. Oh, let's go and have a look at one of the bedroom, their bathrooms. It's huge.
This is incredible. You have a bath, you have a shower, you have such a big storage.
Yeah, fantastic dressing areas, And then straight the way through. Well, that's a superb master suite. So we've got other bedrooms on this floor, and you've also got where all the computers, etc., and office will be stored. Is that
we
in the
have an office
room?
in the end, and we have another 2 bedrooms.
Fantastic.
And now we are going to see the main lounge
and kitchen.
So
here, this is another one of the entrances. You can see these are really big, secure doors. And there's an elevator, a lift on every floor, so you can get off at whatever floor you want to come in. So if there were 2 families here, one family could be on this floor and one family could be on the top floor, because there's 2 kitchens and separate bedrooms on each level.
They could be separate apartments.
Really nice idea, and very, very secure with secure coding. And so we have another little office lounge area in there. This is a very nice bedroom.
This is a large bedroom.
Yeah.
And you have an ensuite bathroom here and a dressing room.
Oh, okay. Different type of decoration. Marble floors again.
Every bathroom
everywhere.
is different.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
Again. Yeah.
So you have a shower, the toilets and bath in this one as well. And dressing rooms, they all have dressing rooms. And so on this floor, there's another big sitting room, lounge and kitchen area for entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where we are going now, with a fantastic view again.
So what do we have here?
We have another big kitchen here, open kitchen with a very large dining room.
Yeah, that's fabulous. So this, again, I mean, the volumes and the space that you
Very
have
spacious.
here. I like the open planness of the kitchen
Yeah.
coming straight into the dining room here. And again, you've got these amazing views. Well, thanks, Sandrine, for showing me around this
Thank you for coming.
huge property. So this one's actually on the market at just under 14 million.
Yep.
Is that normal round here, or is that really rare?
No, it's very rare. I have another 2 properties here in this area. 1.1 million for a rooftop apartment with a sea view. And I have another apartment with a sea view also, 790,000.
So realistically, the properties in this area normally range between about 700 and around 4 million, I think.
4 or 5 millions, absolutely. Yeah.
So something like this that's just enormous.
Yeah, this is
very
something
rare.
very special.
Yeah.
Very special.
I mean, the great thing with apartments like this, I mean, it's like a whole building, not just an apartment.
It is.
Is the rental potential. Because if you bear in mind all of the festivals that happen throughout the year in Cannes, particularly where you've got the superstars and the actors and actresses coming in for the film festival, they don't own properties here, they rent. You've got the Monaco Grand Prix where a lot of people want to stay in Cannes. You've got MIPIM, which is the big property development festival. You've got the Lions, I think, is it the Lions?
Yeah, it is. It's a marketing event.
Yeah, so there's
very important.
Huge amounts, and obviously a property of this size can host a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So for the film industry and the music industry with Midem, this is exactly the type of property that they want.
Absolutely.
It's huge, they can entertain their guests, they can hold events up here on the balcony, you've got an outdoor pool, you've got the open kitchens and 2 floors of kitchens. So even if you weren't going to be living in it yourself all year round, the rental potential is huge.
It is.
Because, as you said, it's very, very rare. Unless you're staying in a hotel which gets booked up like that at those times of year, a lot of people want to have this space.
Absolutely.
So it's an unbelievable, brilliant apartment to have seen. So thank you very much for that,
Thank you for
Sandrine.
coming. It's a fantastic place. I'm very glad you saw it.
Yeah, me too. And we'll work our way down all of those staircases now.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed the little tour of that magnificent apartment. Now, that's not only the type of style that we have. Over in Aix-en-Provence, which is all part of the PACA area, the Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, Aix-en-Provence is a really high-tech city. It's got lots of universities, there's lots of work, lots of things going on there. And we're lucky enough to have a unique Bastide property, which is on the market at 4 million euros, but it is so unique. It doesn't have any neighbours. It has so much history behind it, and we're going to go and have a look at that now. So this is a 19th century character property, and it's set in over 6 acres of magnificent wooded grounds. It's just 3 miles from the centre of the historic city of Aix. The great thing about this property is the countryside environment, and it's also really close to the TGV station and the business area of Les Milles. So if you're looking to work or you wanted to run a chambre d'hôte, it's very close to the business area as well. It has enormous potential. It could be a beautiful family home or a prestigious holiday home. It has loads of rental opportunities, premises for receptions if you wanted to turn it into a luxury boutique hotel, and it's just a fantastic area. And if you're driving through this area in the Provence, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of lavender fields, beautiful historic towns all nearby, and Aix itself is a city. Aix-en-Provence is a really historic city, really worth a visit to go and have lunch, have apéros, and have a walk around the historical town of Aix. I hope you enjoyed the tour of Cannes. It has so many opportunities, however you'd like to live, whether you'd like a small budget apartment but still be part of this scene, or you'd like to buy a fantastic penthouse or a villa up in the hills. It is a fab place to live. There's so much life here all year round. It's mild in the winters, it's warm in the summer. We have lots of agents in this area, and we also have an office in Nice, so do come and talk to us. Check out our link below if you'd like to see some of the apartments and properties that we have for sale in the area. And if not, come and view and meet up with our agents who'd love to give you a tour and show you some of the wonderful properties that we have available. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below and see you next time.